Hey, 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 go, oh, break it, hey, not, Tally
Yeah.
was giving us the clubs back.
You know, go ahead, sis.
Everyone. Hello, everyone. We are back for another episode of Not Your Typical Girl Talk. If you haven't been here, welcome because you're about to have a lot of fun. We break down 8 stupid things we found on the internet and we share them with you. So before we get into it, we're going to go ahead and introduce ourselves in alphabetical order.
Yes. What is going on, everybody? Hey. Welcome to Not Your Typical Girl Talk, where we try to make sense of the foolishness on these deep, dark internets. We want to thank Radio Regent, syndicated through iHeartRadio. Thank you so much, iHeartRadio, or Radio Regent, syndicated through iHeartRadio. We have replays of this show every Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Every Saturday, so be sure to check us out there. We tape live on IG and YouTube every Wednesday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So be sure to follow us on our socials. Not Your Typical Girl Talk is the handle. Telly girl, how are you? And why am I echoing?
I don't know. Yeah, you are echoing. Not crazy, but that's all right. Hey, what do you say? We say tonight. Hey, everyone. I'm your girl, Sally, and yes, I'm a proud member of the Not Your Typical Girl Talk crew. Do not forget that name, because soon we'll be on Netflix.
Facts.
Listen, we're going to collect those Netflix points.
Facts.
But until we do, we're here on IG, we're here on YouTube. We're happy about that. Because you know what? We're getting our practice. What up, Wednesday? And thank you all so much for watching. We are going to give you the scoop. As they say back in the olden days, here's the scoop. This is deeper than a scoop. This is how the first fry. So Shiva girl, tell these gorgeous viewers and listeners who you are. Let these people know.
Hi.
Yes, we're claiming
it. We are claiming it. We are putting it out there. You better talk about what you want. So hello, everybody. I am Toshiba. They call me Shiba. I am the final member of the Not Your Typical Girl Talk crew. And we have 8 crazy stories for you this week. So I am not going to let you wait. We are going to get right into it. This first segment, I'm calling it Blow Him Away. Yes, you heard me right. The first segment is called Blow Him Away. I know you can't see what's on my screen, but that's okay because I'm about to read it to you. This comes courtesy of 6 brown chicks. And here we go. We married privately in Pensacola, Florida. Sean wanted me to meet my Texas in-laws, so we flew in for the weekend. His uncle started on me. Of all the women Sean brought home, how did you get the ring? Question mark. And he sang, it must be your Pussy, because it ain't your face. My mother-in-law laughed. My sister-in-law told her brother to be nice. My husband giggled. I said to myself, Gladys, you are a child of God, and you can handle all things. I excused myself and went to the backyard. The uncle followed me and apologized. He blamed the alcohol. And he put his hands in his jogging pants and pulled out his eggplant. Let's kiss and make up. It was the most beautiful eggplant I have ever seen. I bent down and put my mouth on it. He was shocked and put it away. He avoided me ever since. Uncle Good D met his match and I was ready, but he doesn't want to play with me. Why show it if you don't share it? We're going to Texas again soon, and I want to finish what I started with Uncle. How do I get him? Question mark.
Wait, I thought she was God. I thought she was a God. The Jesus in her told her not to retaliate, but she retaliated in a different way. Wow. Well, she wants advice, so
She wants him. She wants him.
she wants advice. Ladies, how do we
Okay.
advise?
First of all,
Touchy. Touch
you know, I feel almost like there's something.
touch.
Girl, I feel that there's some part missing in this story. You know how you watch a Tubi movie and like there'll be a scene and then all of a sudden it jumps into something else and you're like, no. There should have been at least 2 other scenes in between.
Before you get to this one, yes.
You know,
Yes.
Bringing in the Tubi.
literally got insulted, went outside to cool off. Uncle shows up.
And then put her
And-
mouth on it. How? I know, girl. And listen, our friend Simonique is like, this has to be a joke. Girl, the funny thing is these are not jokes. These are real people who write in to tell their business, and then we share it with all of you. Listen, I don't know any man who looks at me and basically tells me that I'm ugly as crap, because that's what he told her, right?
Right.
He told his nephew, your wife is ugly, and I hope her pum pum is good because she's ugly. Then same ugly wife goes outside, uncle apologizes, and all of a sudden her mouth is on his penis.
Make it make sense.
Yeah, that
There's some things missing.
Something is missing.
The storyboard. Like, who did the storyboard for
Right.
this? It's awful.
like it. This is not the full story. No. Listen, if this was Warner Brothers, those 2 little extra scenes would have been in there.
Salting her lips around his eggplant. There would have been some context as to how.
Come on, y'all.
So Simonique is asking, where do we get this? Where did she post this? Check out 6 Brown Chicks. So 6 Brown Chicks, every week they put out 6 crazy stories that are actually worse than this. This one is actually kind of tame.
This is
Simonique.
actually tame.
First one. I know, girl. I know your name is Shannon. I'm just calling you your username. Shannon, I've known her for like 20 years.
Feels away.
She-
I don't know if you want these people to know your whole damn name. But girl, I continue. Listen, I don't have no advice for her. I have
None.
no advice for
I
her.
got nothing.
The advice is this, sis. Stay home. Don't go back to Texas.
But she wants to go back to Texas.
No.
She wants Uncle Good Tea.
That's what she said.
She said she wants Uncle Good Tea. After the man will call her ugly. Could you I just want to repeat that. The man calls you ugly. And the family laughs at you, and then she still go outside and go put her knee them and go put the man who just called her ugly is whole. And we don't know. First of all, we don't know how long he was sweating up in his jogging pants. We don't know if this man washing balls. We don't know anything. You just, girl, I have nothing for you. I have nothing for you. We're done with you, actually. We're done. We're done. Girl, we're done. I don't have nothing for you. Because it's just dirty. You know what we have? You're dirty. We think you're dirty. You're dirty. You're dirty.
That's all we got for you.
And we don't serve the same God. Because we do not.
No. Yeah. She's talking about being a Christian and she's out here for her uncle, basically.
We're done. Okay, moving on. This one here, again, Canada, like 4 weeks in a row now, has made the list of doing some dumb crap. And in a segment, once again, called Oh Canada, we're going to talk about some foolishness that they are doing in Canada. So this is the face of an Ontario store clerk who, okay, listen. People have had to basically create a GoFundMe for this gentleman on my screen because he's facing 14 years in prison for hitting a robber with a baseball bat. Yes. He is facing 14 years in prison for hitting a robber, someone who was coming to rob, with a baseball bat. But there's more. Peterborough store clerk charged with aggravated assault after would-be robber beaten with a baseball bat. Lord and beat him on. Good for you, sir. Okay. A store clerk who allegedly used a baseball bat to hit a man who attempted to rob his convenience store is now facing a charge of aggravated assault, Peterborough police said. In a news release issued Tuesday, the Peterborough Police Service said officers were called to a convenience store in the King Street and Bethune area around 2:30 a.m. on January 5th. Upon arrival, officers learned that a male clerk was helping a customer when a second man entered the store demanding money and brandishing a baseball bat, according to the release. A struggle ensued and the clerk was struck with the bat before grabbing the bat away from the suspect, police said. The suspect then fled the store. The clerk followed the suspect out of the store and struck him. Oh my God, stupid, sorry. Struck him several times with a baseball bat on the sidewalk. Then they issued an arrest warrant. Okay.
Wow.
Okay, so a warrant was issued for the 37-year-old man who allegedly attempted the robbery for assault with a weapon, possession of a weapon, and robbery. Meanwhile, the 22-year-old clerk from Peterborough, who was also arrested and charged with aggravated assault. Peterborough police say they would also like to speak with the male customer who was in the store at the time of the incident. I'm actually going to not read anymore.
Yeah,
we don't need any more.
That's rough. It's funny too because people were saying, okay, you don't need to talk to anyone. They have video cameras. Check the surveillance cameras. You will see this man was defending himself. So now we can't defend ourselves. Go ahead, Shiva.
I just want to repeat the scenario. Man comes into store with baseball bat, using baseball bat as the weapon he's going to use to rob the store. Store clerk gets baseball bat, which is the initial weapon that he was going to use against him. He flees the store, runs after him, hits him with baseball bat, and now he's facing more charges than the person who actually came into the store with the weapon, prepared to rob him and potentially hurt him and anybody who got in his way. This is Canada's criminal justice system.
Yeah.
And try that in JA.
Yeah, try that in JA and see what happens to you. So here's my problem. You know that term, don't poke the bear?
Thank you.
You know, don't provoke. If this man didn't want to get his ass beat, then why did he attempt to rob this store? Like, I don't know. Like right now, like honestly, this, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but right now the US seems like they're doing a better job of this because in the States, you walk into my house and try to rob me, I'm shooting you. And that is self-defense, case closed, done.
No, not in Canada. Here in Canada, the wrongdoers have more rights than we do. So we're just it's the criminals' world. We're just living in it.
Pretty much, because again, a couple of weeks ago, we reported on where the police were saying you should basically leave your keys at the front door with teas and cookies and maybe a gift card to the gas station. So when they steal your car, they can then fill up and drive around in your car and take it to Montreal to get it sold, because that's what you do when you're in frickin' Toronto. Then in Montreal, they told you not to record thieves stealing your stuff and releasing it because it's an invasion of privacy of the thief.
It is.
Right.
This is what our Canadian justice system is telling us.
Yeah.
You got it. That's good.
Shannon tells us, I got you, Shannon. There's a possibility that he could have just been desperate and had no other choice and got his ass kicked.
There's always a choice of stealing. He could have gone into that man's store and said, you know what, sir, I really need a job and I would like to work, or I need some food. Are you able to provide? First of all, how much does a baseball slugger even cost? Because first of all, I don't have a baseball slugger. I probably can't afford it with my working ass to go outside and to go get a slugger, to go bring it inside into the people at the store. No, a baseball bat ain't cheap. Girl, ask for a job, ask for a sandwich.
You know what? The only thing I would say, and this is why, again, my father says you should have been a lawyer. The problem is that unfortunately, our hero here
ran after him.
He beat the man after he ran out the store.
Yeah.
That's the thing that they're going to hold against him and might get him in trouble. Because saying,
he was no longer in what they're going to call it is there's a thing called imminent danger. And what the prosecutor will say is he was no longer in imminent danger. The moment the man fled, the danger was gone. And therefore, he should have felt safe enough and should have called the police. And I get that. And that sounds ideal. But hello, George Zimmerman. That's all I'm going to say.
Exactly. Same sort of situation. I'm interested to see how this is treated. Because in Canada, we don't get loads of these stories like front page, as perhaps they should. So we'll see what happens. I hope the guy, I hope he doesn't really get into much trouble, because really
14 years for defending yourself?
Yeah.
But we're done. Because this story is okay.
Oh God.
Okay.
It all started when Curtis Jack got his.
Hold on, let me.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. I'm good. I started too quickly. This one I actually have to set up for everybody. I need to set this one up. I need to set this one up. Okay. So this one is gonna strike a nerve with people, especially based on the commentary that we're going to have. So you're gonna hear the story. And I would love for those of you watching to pipe in, because we had an opinion that may be unpopular, but it is our opinion. So I'm going to turn this up and you're going to hear what this says. But what is actually on the screen here, for those of you who can't see it, is what it says here is a Georgia man who added antifreeze into breast milk for his newborn daughter in order to avoid paying child support is sentenced to prison. Now, here is the full story.
Jack got his coworker pregnant. She told police. Curtis tried to get her to terminate the pregnancy for the entire 9 months. Once she had the baby, she had to stay in the hospital. So she told the father to come pick up breast milk from her and take it to the baby at the grandmother's house. Curtis told police he put antifreeze in the milk because he didn't want to pay child support. It could have killed that child. Yes. It didn't. But once Curtis was indicted and faced several charges, including attempted murder, he took back his confession. So detectives and the DA's office had to work even harder to make sure the case was solid and they got a conviction.
So I'm just going to read a little mini article on this, and it says, a Georgia man has been sentenced to prison after he attempted to poison his 18-day-old daughter with antifreeze. According to police, on October 1st, 2020, Curtis Jack picked up 2 bottles of breast milk from the mother of his child, who was in the hospital recovering from just giving birth. Authorities say that Curtis delivered the breast milk to the child's grandmother, and the child became critically ill after consuming it, but survived. Curtis reportedly confessed to adding antifreeze to the milk. He told authorities that he committed the crime because he didn't want to pay child support. He was charged with felony criminal attempt to commit murder and felony first-degree cruelty to children. On Thursday, the South Fulton Police Department announced that Curtis has been found guilty on all counts. He was sentenced to 50 years. Hold on. He was sentenced to 50 years in prison with 40 years to serve in custody. Okay, so I'm going to start. We can all agree that Curtis here is evil. So I'm going to start. To even formulate the thought, to put the antifreeze, then actually put the antifreeze in order to kill the precious, precious child who did not ask to be here is awful. So I'm going to preface what I'm going to say with saying that. With that said, if I am a woman who has a man who I'm having his baby, and for the entirety of my pregnancy, from the day I told him I am pregnant to the day I have the baby, this man was saying he wanted me to have an abortion and did not want that child. I don't know which part of me would then turn around and ask this man who did not want to have the child that I had for him to help me with the child in the way she asked him to help. There is no way that woman in her right mind thought that this man, again, for 9 months, told her he did not want the baby, was all of a sudden going to see the baby and be like, oh, I love it automatically. I want to be the poppy, and then change his mind. Ladies, when a man tells you he doesn't want the baby, believe that man. He didn't want the baby. He doesn't want you. He doesn't want the baby. He doesn't want to be responsible for the baby. He doesn't give a fuck about the baby. He doesn't care about the baby. He does not want the baby. Not all people are going to see babies and fall in love. I'm not one of those people. They're cute, not mine. Go back to your mother. It's not my thing. So if a man is telling you he does not want the baby, why are you trying to have him help you with the baby? 18 days old at that. Not 18 months old. He didn't get time to get used to the baby, see the baby. You're supervising him. You thought, like, why not just ask your mother to pick up your breast milk?
Right. And this is just a problem with, and again, our view is very controversial in a way, because here's my thing. It's sort of like, again, this is an example of the outcome of not being intentional. If you want to have kids, you don't go sleep with men and have unprotected sex with men who don't want kids and make it known that they don't want them. Like, be intentional. It's your fault. Like, I hate to say it, but this wouldn't have happened if you didn't have a child with a man who didn't want a child. And then, okay, you want to keep the child, fine. But this man doesn't need to be a part of this child's life. Raise the child on your own, because the man didn't want anything to do with the child. And listen, the same rights that we all have, they have those rights too, to say, well, I don't want it.
Yeah, they have the same
I'm sorry. I know it's hard for us to swallow, because this is not the pill that we're being fed on social media and a part of, world culture, to be like, oh, be free to be you. And these are the things you're supposed to. You don't have, like, this man literally could have been like, I want nothing to do with you. Please leave me alone. He could have taken that child and took it to the fire department, the fire station, and said, I don't want this kid, and walk away and leave it. He had every right to go do that.
And it's awful. Ladies, we know it's awful. It's awful to hear. But it's the lack of accountability for me. There are so many forms of birth control that you can use to avoid getting pregnant. And the reality is, I talk about it on FYF all the time. The reality is, I have never met a man who I told to wear a condom that refused to wear a condom. Okay? Because if he does, there's an R word for it. It's called SA and R words, and he goes to jail for that. I have had men who didn't have condoms and went to the 24-hour, found it, looked it up on their phone, went to the 24-hour pharmacy to get that condom to put it on so he could have relations with me. So stop acting as if you just oops and got pregnant, because there's so many options before you have unprotected sex with a man you're not in a relationship with. I don't understand why women allow men to come for sex and then leave with families. And okay, you have the baby, just take him to court for child support. Take him to court for child support, and maybe he will come around. And because every child deserves a father, we all have fathers in our life. My father is gone, rest in peace, Daddy, but he was an amazing father for the 40-something years of my life he was born. So I get the importance of a father. I think it is very important, but there is no way as a new mother you thought that man who told you he doesn't want you or the baby was going to take care of the baby. Like, there's just no way you thought that. There's none.
No. Whole 9 months.
The 9 months, she said. 9 months. She said, I don't want you, I don't want the baby, I don't want you. Could you imagine? I don't want you, I don't want you, the baby. I don't want you to get rid of the baby, get rid of the baby. I cannot imagine trans father looking at me for 9 months and telling me not to have her. And then I'm going to turn around and say, here you go, here's my baby. Hell no.
Like you were saying, I agree. Like, what he did was monstrous. No one do that whatsoever. But at the same time, man, the same way how you're able to choose your outfit, you're able to choose the food you eat, you're able to choose this, the hair, the wig, the weave, you're able to choose all those things. You can't choose the man that you want to build a family with. You choose your coworker. If you didn't love him in the first place, he just wanted a one-night stand. And you got what you wanted, you got sex, but now you're also having a baby because you were too cheap to go and just get birth control or have him wear a condom, whatever you two didn't do. You ended up getting a baby out of it, and now he's going to jail for a very long time, and you're still a single mom.
With no ability to collect child support because the money he makes in jail
and
is
it's
not
actually
enough to pay.
tragic. Yeah, and it's tragic because this kid is going to grow up seeing this story online of how their father hated them so much that they tried to kill him.
And now that child is going to grow up to hate the mother because it's like, wow, like all of their business is literally online.
It's tragic.
Wow.
Like our friend here, Shannon says, I know that there's a lot of sperm donors out there, not fathers.
Amen. Drops mic. We're done. We're going to move on. We spent way too much time on this one anyways. We are glad the baby stayed alive, and we are so happy, and we hope that the baby doesn't have any long-term effect over the stupidity of the father and the mother. But moving on. This one we're not going to spend a lot of time with, but speaking of dumb women, in a segment we're calling Sis, Get a Hint. Get a Hint. So, if you do not know, there is a show called Kendra G. And on that show, men and women come on and they hope to find their partner. And they do a whole interview, and at the end of the interview, they give their contact information, and people who are interested in dating them have the ability to reach out to them. Well, Kendra had a guest on the show who was a personal friend of hers who happens to be a very handsome young man. Very handsome. He's a personal trainer. So forth. So he shared an interaction he had with a woman about being on the show. And here is the interaction. Laugh out loud. Isn't that the reason you go on Kendra's show? Shaking my head. This is from the woman. So he says, yes, it is, but everyone isn't going to get a response. She says, okay, well, you never responded to my first messages, so I can definitely see that. Next time, don't go public, okay? So he says, huh? What are you heard about? Question mark, laughing face emoji. She says, LOL. He says, I'm a single man dating. I'm sorry you're not my type. I wish you the best trying to find a man for you, but I'm not interested. Now pause. Ladies, if you're interacting with a man in this way, is this the point you think you stop talking to him if he says, politely says, I'm not interested?
Yeah, I would have stopped actually even before that, but this would have definitely been the part where I close my Instagram. Yeah, I close. Yeah, I close my Instagram and I'm done.
Oh, no, there's more. Well, she did not close her Instagram because she kept going. Now she says, okay, that's fine. But may I ask why I'm not your type? What is your type? Question mark. And he says, I don't find you attractive. Okay, so you didn't get the first hint.
Yeah, she's walking.
This is the second. This is actually now the third hint. This is the third hint. The first hint was when he didn't respond to your message in the first place, so you went back again. Then he says, you're not my type. And now you ask, and he says, I don't find you attractive. So see, sister, stop. But no, she keeps going. So she says,
Oh dear.
and what makes you think I don't fit that personality? LOL. In terms of what? So she responds to him, in terms of what don't you find attractive? And he says, it's not a personality thing. I don't know you. In terms of you're not attractive to me, what other terms is there? Question mark. So she says, exactly. Oh, you're not attracted to my physically. That she actually wrote my physically. Yes, my physically. And then he says, yes, correct. And then she says, cause you would have to see me to determine that as well. So he says, no, I don't have to at all. She says, LOL, there's more. Then she continues to say, see, it all boils down to my personality, which you still don't know either, but that's okay, hon. So then he says, it doesn't. I don't care to look at your personality. I'm not attracted to you physically. Then she says, you're a confusing man. I hope you find your Kardashian, boo.
Oh, that's a
I'm just confused by the entire thing. Like,
The
sis,
second-hand embarrassment.
He shouldn't even responded to her, period.
agreed.
We're still continuing this hilarious tirade of her. Yo, she's giving her masculine energy hard.
First, I have second-hand embarrassment for her. Do you understand me? Like, first of all, for a man to even get to the point where he's like, I don't find you attractive. You're not my type. I don't like you. I don't give a shit about your personality. Like, he is giving you all the things, and you're talking about you would have to determine my personality, and you'd have to see me physically. He clearly saw you on your Instagram that you're messaging him. He didn't like you. He said he doesn't want you, but you're still talking to him.
Right.
She's still texting away, hoping to change his mind. Is that wow?
Maybe the bad grammar will make him hot for me.
The turn on, right?
Ladies, don't do that. If a man says he's not attracted to you, like Garcia says, Auntie Car just told you, just take your fingers off the phone or your iPad, put it away. Okay, put it away. Go read a book. Go read a book. Get your mind together. Maybe go for a walk. Go to the gym.
They need to go read.
Yeah, to improve.
That was some bad grammar.
Terrible grammar. Don't do it.
So she doesn't need to read.
Get a hint. Don't let no man ever have to tell you you're not my type. I don't find you. I do not give a. He basically said I don't give a fuck about your personality. That's what he said. Said I don't fuck about your personality.
Someone, do you see?
No.
Look at him.
He's got the riz, as the young people are saying. Charisma. He's got the riz.
I'm done. We're done. Get ahead, people. Okay, listen. She's stupid. We're done with her. But we do have 4 other segments to go. But before we do, Garcia's going to reset the room for a second.
Yes, everyone, welcome to Not Your Typical Girl Talk, where we try to make sense of the foolishness on these deep, dark internets. You are watching us walk through some of the stupidness that is on the internet right now. We want to thank Radio Regent, syndicated through iHeartRadio. Thank you so much, Radio Regent. We have replays every Saturday on the internet radio, 7 p.m. Eastern time every Saturday, so check us out. We tape this show live on YouTube and Instagram, so be sure to follow us, first of all, and check us out every Wednesday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. Follow and subscribe to us, okay?
Okay.
Now, let's talk about what's next.
This next segment that I'm calling Quam the Picnic Head is probably self-explanatory. However, if you grew up in a West Indian or an African household, you understood that you probably had wash day when you were a kid, and that wash day was likely Saturday or Sunday. And your mother or auntie or grandmother, whomever, would wash your hair, and you would sit between their legs as they took the comb and the green oil. What is oil name again?
Oh yeah,
Blue magic oil.
Wax or Blue Magic. Yeah.
And they're combing out your hair and they're plaiting your hair to send you off to school. You didn't always like it. You whinge, you ha. They took the comb, they juke you in your head and said, "Stop moving head top." All that stuff, right? Like we know we come from a home. This all happened. Well, apparently in today's world, mothers are not doing that anymore. They are doing what we're about to show you in this clip again that I'm calling Comb the Pitney's Hair. We're going to watch the clip and I'm going to explain to you what happened. Okay, go.
Around to see why I would charge a 6-year-old $750 for a silk print. Y'all have to start detangling your little one's hair prior to their appointment. The time that we spend to detangle is a full duration service. If your child is super tender-headed, that's another full service. And if your child has a lot of hair, that is another full service. So let me explain the services she's receiving. Mom needs her amino acid treatment in silk press with a trim add-on. Amino acids are organic compounds that serve as the building blocks of proteins. Hair is primarily composed of a protein called keratin, which is made up of amino acids. The arrangement of these amino acids within the keratin protein structure determines the strength, elasticity, and overall quality of the hair. Therefore, in a nutshell, the presence and composition of amino acids in hair play a crucial role in its structure and characteristics. These treatments often work by replenishing lost proteins and nutrients, helping to strengthen and repair damaged hair while adding shine, luster, and moisture. You can wear your silk presses a little longer and your curl pattern will loosen by 85 to 95%, returning after 10 to 12 weeks. So now that we have the service detail.
So if you did not hear what that price was, and she did all of her explanation, good for you, girl. She said that service that she just performed on this little Pitney's head top was $750.
No. That child has gone outside the same day and it's puff up and mash up all
Yep.
over.
Sweat out.
Sweat out.
Yep.
Child hair is 2 puffs right now. It's a Brillo pad.
Yep.
That was a huge waste
Yep.
of $700. Get groceries.
Yep.
Your child
needs food.
Put braids in the kid's head.
Yep.
Corduroy.
Yep.
Detangle. You're the mother.
Yep.
Take care of your kid.
Here's my thing.
Child.
Now, if you are a grown woman and you're working, you know, and you're doing your thing and you want to spend $750 on getting this process done, okay, I guess, if you want. I mean, I am not doing that. Like, I'm a person that has always, like, if I go to a stylist, I'm going there with a lot of things done already because you're not charging me for detangling. You're not charging, like, all of that sort of stuff. No. I think that there's this thing in culture right now where a lot of people are doing the most because I can, and the Lux life and all of this stuff. $750 for a little girl that's going to go on the playground and roll around in the grass 2 times before the end of school.
Listen, I'm just going to say what the person in the comments said. We're not even spend long on this because this is stupid. The person in the comments said, I hope it lasts 750 nights because that's about right.
Right.
$750.
This is not a perm. This is not a semi-permanent solution. This is it's a silk press. If they're in Atlanta and they get a high of 35 Canadian standards, that's sweating out.
Girl, that thing sweat out the moment she left the salon. You know, kids, they're always jumping up and down. They get hot fast. That little girl, her cute little hairstyle is already in nappy land. It's done. It's over. That was a big waste of $700.
$750 is what people usually, you know, like that's rent for some people, depending on where, you know, if they're in like a basement apartment or something. Like, what are we talking
not
about?
rent in Toronto, to be clear.
This is like 2, 3 times, 4 times, 4 times $750. But yeah, no,
we're done. We're actually done. We have nothing.
Goodbye, little girl.
Bye. But the poor, just Columbia Picnic head top. She'll be all right. They're supposed to learn. They're supposed to cry, right? They're supposed to cry. They're supposed to. It's part of the culture.
It's right.
It's like a rite of passage, right? Like, you'll be fine.
I remember watching this thing, and this baby kept on falling down, and the parents got this little backpack with a pillow on it, and the kid kept on falling, and people said, actually, you should let your child fall. Like, when they're learning to walk, they need to fall so they learn what pain is, so that they know why it's important to learn to walk. And I agree. I know it sounds old school. It almost sounds a bit baby boomer-ish, but
that's okay.
Yeah, but you know what? Some of those baby boomers, we're talking facts. So, I mean,
listen,
we're done.
We're still alive.
Yeah, we're fine. We survived. Believe it or not, we survived, and my head top is okay. Speaking of a woman who is going to need to survive, in a segment called Crimea River, I am going to say, for those on the radio, viewer discretion is advised, because you're going to hear some words that are not appropriate in a statement, but we're going to explain what happened to this woman. Okay, and go.
Why do you want to criminalize us with metal detectors? And we'll see you at your house. We'll murder you.
Did you ladies hear what this young woman just said?
I totally heard that.
Smells like white spirit.
Okay, so
white spirit came inside of her.
So this is a protester. I'm about to read the article, but she decided that she was going to go to a city councilor meeting and threaten the people at the city council meeting. And as I read the article and tell you her name, you'll understand why the confusion in our face, why she thought she could do that. An anti-Israel protester was arrested for making death threats against lawmakers at a Bakersfield, California city council meeting. During the forum's public comment section, protester Riddhi Patel, who identifies as non-binary, threatened to murder Mayor Karen Go and council member over the decision to install metal detectors at City Hall amid anti-Israel demonstrations. You guys want to criminalize us with metal detectors? ? We'll see you at your house. We'll murder you, Patel said. Patel, 28, also lashed out at the lawmakers for refusing to support a ceasefire resolution over Israel's war with Hamas. You guys are all horrible human beings, and Jesus probably would have killed you himself. I hope one day somebody brings the guillotine and kills you mother effers, Patel roared. After speaking, Go told Patel the whoring rhetoric was a threat and had police escort them out of the chambers. Cops arrested and charged Patel with 18 counts of making terrorist threats and threatening state officials. Inmate booking records show they are currently being held on a $1 million bail. It's very confusing with the they, thems, because I'm talking about one person and I say they. I won't lie, I'm very confused, but I digress. I'm just gonna go back. So this is her making the threat, I will murder you. But let's just go back. This is her wiping her tears. This is now her crying faith, because 10% of a $1 million bond is $100,000. But I know about you, I don't know how many of us just has $100,000 laying around because we decided to go make threats to the mayor of our city.
She sure did. Yeah, I'm not going to speak to her political views, but I'll say this. And this is for all those youngins out there, because I know right now TikTok and Instagram is telling you to go out there and do you on video so everyone can remember what you did. This is the perfect example of what happens when you chat too much. Keep it to your damn self. Don't be out here threatening people. Don't do this. This woman obviously forgot.
Her last name was Patel.
She is a brown woman. She is a brown woman in North America.
Yelling murder.
Sis, no.
To the white people.
This is not what you do.
In Bakersfield, California.
She's actually lucky that it was California. It probably would have been worse if it was like, you know.
Oh, okay, girl.
Like, you can have your political views and you can protest because you have a right to, but this is not how you do it.
You do not tell people you're going to get a guillotine and we want to kill you, mother effers. We will come to your home. We will.
And it's just funny to me that you want the ceasefire, but you're ready to rain violence on other people. Like, have we ever heard of the word hypocrisy?
No, they don't know that word. No one knows that word.
Okay.
I thought that peaceful protest meant peaceful.
Or
I
done.
didn't know it meant that you're going to bring your guns and your grenades and start your own world war.
We're
in
done.
your country with where you are right now. I didn't know that.
We're done.
But okay, girl, good luck to you. You know, start a GoFundMe. I don't know.
Oh, well, yeah. Good luck with that. This one, listen, I appreciate people and their stories, but let me tell you something. If you're in a relationship, you generally know how your partner sounds. I can tell you, I have not been with my ex in over a year, but if I heard his voice on a radio somewhere, I would know. That was the man I spent almost 3 years of my life with. I know his voice. Well, this man decided that he was going to go on Angela Yee's show and tell a secret. And we're just going to let him share the secret he wants to tell in a segment I'm calling She Gon' Learn today. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you my secret.
I'm ready.
Me and my old lady grew together for a while. Ended up kind of like going through like a little split up situation. We were supposed to have plans to get back together, but of course, in our separation, I had a whole child out here. I had a whole other baby with a whole female, and now we're back together and supposed to be going and clearing the air. I'm supposed to be letting each other know everything that we've been through, but we're separated. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. Back together with her, and I'm trying to figure it out. I don't know how to say it. I don't even know how to say it.
Well, yeah. How old? So this child is a baby.
Yes, ma'am, with the baby. She is now 1 year old, and like I said, from us being split, we were split for almost a year. And
you do not waste no time, sir.
It's not really like that, It's not really like that.
Wait, now hold on. Let me back up for a second. So you were split for almost a year, and the baby's 1. So that means that this happened before you guys were split up.
Yeah, that's the thing. It didn't really happen before we split up. It happened like immediately after. It happened immediately after. Like, it's just been a lot of back and forth, and our relationship was choppy, like on and off. And so within those little on and off, yes, yeah.
What's the relationship with the child's mother?
Me and the child's mother is cool. It was no serious relationship, but we did get physical, and it did happen. We're still cool. I stay in close contact with her, of course, because of the child. But having to hide that from my now relationship is hard as I don't know what. Now that we're back together, that's gonna be a deal breaker.
Ooh.
I'm not even gonna let him finish because he's a lot more to say. That his woman found out, right?
Oh yeah.
This is Angela Yee's show. She's got hundreds of thousands, if not over millions of followers. You're telling me nobody recognized his voice and sent it to his girlfriend? You now know. She knows, dude. You could have took that to the grave. You did not need. You could have told your homeboys at their house with no microphones.
Yeah, you know what? It's funny. Right. Like, I'm thinking, even today, I was listening to something and I had it on low, and Telly was in a completely different room. Telly's my sister, by the way. This is why we're always together. Sisters that live together. And yes. Anyways, I'm playing this video low on my phone, and the person's voice, she recognized the person's voice
from another room.
It was low. I was like, oh no, I know that voice. I know that man's voice.
So how you think you're now on Angela Yee's way up with Angela Yee, and you decide to go tell a secret, bust secret on the big internet? Your relationship is over.
Oh yeah.
Totally over. Done. Like you said, even if she wasn't listening or whatever, a friend was listening.
Definitely.
Co-worker.
Somebody who's like, oh, that's Arnold.
Thank you. That wasn't his AI voice. That was his real voice.
No?
That wasn't his AI voice.
No, he didn't do anything to disguise his voice.
Why would you? It's no longer, listen, there is a thing what they say. It's no longer a secret. What do they say? It's no longer a secret if you told someone, right? Like, it's no longer a secret, dude. We all know. You have a side baby. We're done. I wasn't going to spend a lot of time on this one, but girl, whoever you are, leave that man. Listen, I don't usually encourage the breakup, but you don't have a baby for him. He went and had a whole baby with somebody else, and then he didn't tell you. And then what if he marries you? Then you end up being a stepmom to a child you didn't know existed. And then you think you're potentially having his firstborn, but he already had a firstborn, and he might have named that first boy Junior. Maybe it's a boy, and now he's got a junior. And you're like freaking Melanie and Derwin when he named him Derwin Jr. in the game. Girl, that was a whole mess. Go, girl, run. It was a lot. Sorry, I triggered. It was triggered. I hate that word, but it brought me back to the game. Okay, go, girl. Bye. You lost your woman. We're done. Listen, we're done with you. We are about to end this. We're done with you. We're gonna end this week with a bang, because this one here, we're gonna bring you back to Kendra G's show in a segment I'm calling Boy You Lie. This man here. Okay, I'm gonna turn it up. Let's go.
Hello?
Yeah, hello?
You ready?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm ready.
What's your name, baby?
My name is Boy Tule.
Your name is what, honey?
Boy Tule.
Say it one more time, love.
I mean, Booba.
You're an Uber?
Yeah.
Wait, what's your name again?
Booba.
Booba.
Yeah.
Oh, Booba or Bubba?
Booba. Booba. B-U-B-A.
B-U-B-A. Booba. Where you probably from?
I'm from Gambia.
Gambia.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 32 years.
32. Do you have any kids?
No.
No kids. What do you do for a living?
Business.
Yeah. What kind of business?
For some clothing business.
What did you say, honey?
Clothing.
Who's giving you the answers? I hear somebody giving you the answers.
No one.
I heard someone say clothing. You said clothing.
No, I'm here.
Okay. What are the things you don't like? What will you not accept?
Come on again.
What turns you off? What don't you like?
Lying?
Okay, who's that in the background? I heard someone say lying. Who's with you?
No one can see how. I mean, look.
Nobody's here. You just said, baby. You just told me you don't want a liar, and now you're about to lie to my face. Who is with you? You can hear them.
No, my connection is breaking. That's what.
What? Baby, we can hear the person. Somebody is with you.
No, man, I'm here alone.
First of all, I think when you came on, we saw the person.
You see?
We saw.
You see?
Babe.
Yeah.
Now go the opposite. Now go that way. Go that way. But when you first came on, we actually saw a person with you when you first came on.
Yeah, you know, that's what I mean. I'm here alone.
But when you first came on, we saw the person with you.
That one was my cousin, and he left.
He left. We can hear him talking still.
Wow.
You guys could actually hear the person whispering, right?
Yes.
My man said, I'm here alone. And then when his cousin didn't whisper the answer, he just sat there.
He just sat there like,
No English, sir.
He said it was a bad connection. Listen.
No, sir.
Listen,
a bad
people.
connection no one else heard, just him.
People. Men, women, boy, and girl, stop going on Beyonce and Blue Ivy's good internet and making arse of yourself. And then you go on the Kendra G show of all. Do you understand? Kendra G is right now one of the biggest sensations online. This woman is on TikTok. She's on YouTube. She's on Instagram. She's on Facebook. She's got combined between all four platforms several millions of followers. Her show is going viral. It's going everywhere. It's being shared. It's being reviewed. So you go on the good internet and then Kendra's show to really sit there and tell a bald-faced lie when we can hear the man telling you even how to spell your name. B-U-B-A, he said.
He didn't know how to spell his own name.
B-U-B-A, he says. After about 12 times of trying to pronounce it. His own name.
People, why do you want to be foolish? Don't do it. And I need to see the rest of this because Bubba, nobody's reaching out to you. You're just not Bubba, Booba, Bubbly. It's not a go. It's not a go. It's a no. It's not a go. That's right. It's not a go. It's a no, sir.
No.
No.
You know, here's the thing. Here's a tip for anyone that wants to call Kendra G and actually have success. You actually have to have a lot of riz, also known as charisma. You've got to be good on camera. Like you've got to be someone that appears on camera quite well, looks good, well-spoken, funny, charismatic. You've got to have that, or else you're not getting there's no responses for you if you're showing up.
And Bubba isn't any of those. Bubba ain't got none of that.
That is not it.
Sorry, Bubba. Yeah, sorry, Bubba. Bubba, you are not getting no woman in your box. No, Bubba. Sorry. It's no. Can't you imagine? Because he has to bring his cousin on the date to tell him how to communicate with the date.
Yeah.
And then he's gonna when she's like, why is your cousin here? Oh, I'm alone. I'm by myself. You don't see him. Like, no, Bubba.
He's like under the table. Hey.
Your name is
B-U-B-A.
Oh, Bubba. Booba, Bubba, whatever your name is.
business,
God bless you.
clothing business.
Listen, he needs to go find, make his family go find him a good woman and go pay them a dowry. Because at this point, Bubba, Kendra G is not for you. Go get your woman from the village and go pay her
No.
two oxens,
Not the goat.
and a
You've
sheep.
got to go goat shopping or cow shopping, girl.
Yeah, no. Two oxens and a sheep. Two oxens and a sheep, Bubba. We ain't got nothing for you. Good night. We're done. This was it. If you stayed with us, we thank you for sticking with us for all 8 of these silly segments. But before we go, Telly, you got to talk to the people. Damn.
Well, we told you. We want to thank you all so much for watching and listening right here on YouTube. And the second time in a row, there's some future for you yet in our careers. We'll see how this goes. Let's keep this love going. And while you're on IG and on YouTube, make sure to subscribe and follow. Video and I one day today. We go live 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you're on here. And if you want to watch this episode along with our award-winning Nobel Peace Prize
I give my all, but I risk
Good night, everybody. See you. Have a good rest of the week.
Bye.